And here we are again. Sounds like a broken record at this point, right? But another EA launch completely wets the bed. Let me switch over to this clip and show you some Angry Joe background footage where he just sits there seething and beside himself with Battlefield 2042 gameplay playing behind him. Maybe we switch it up to this famous James Franco meme where he just says, "First time, huh?" Because this is nothing new from EA. And what a shame. I mean, I was really looking forward to this game, and I still may pick it up in a few months once it's on sale and it's had enough time in the fucking oven to properly cook. I played Fallen Order, another Respawn release back when it came out. It felt like Tomb Raider in space. Correct me if I'm wrong there, but anyway, it was something like a 16 to 20 hour campaign. It was tight, it worked well enough, and I found it enjoyable. So I thought, why not take a swing on pitch number 2? And man, I am so glad that I didn't. I'm so glad that I listened to my Don't You Dare Trust EA after what they did to Battlefield alarm bells, which were blasting off in the back of my skull, because this shit right here is completely unacceptable. What's going on, everybody? It's LtBuzzLitebeer, and welcome back to the channel. And if you've ever been searching for a reason to not, let me repeat that, not trust early critic reviews, let me give you the full rundown on Star Wars Jedi Survivor, because this is just straight up corporate shilldom before your very eyes. IGN France, a perfect 100. What the fuck? RPG Site gives it a fat score of 90. Quote, but it takes what is undeniably a Game of the Year contender for me and makes it difficult to fully recommend to anyone without either the hardware to back it up. Okay, so what game were they rating? What they hope the game will function like in several months, once it has had enough time to be sorted out, or the actual game they played and reviewed? Was there an EA exec holding everyone hostage at RPG Site just in case they decided to give it a lesser rating based on the actual performance of the game? Here's my recommendation to everyone out there. Don't trust these early critic reviews being blasted all over the place on the internet. Instead, turn to the Metacritic user reviews, which were much more in tune with how an actual gamer would react to the slop being served up by EA. Listen to these scores. 0, 0, 1, 0. That's the first 4 listed on Metacritic. And let me just rattle off a little bit of this quote from this user review and listen to how they start this off. Here's a truthful statement from a user, unlike those critic reviews. IGN France, a perfect 100. Give me a fucking break. This game is an embarrassment to Respawn. That's from the user review. I would place the embarrassment on EA, the publisher, and not so much Respawn, but I'll touch on that in a bit. Which is sad to me, as I was really looking forward to this game and adored Fallen Order. It runs at a consistent, oh my god, 20 to 30 FPS with textures that look like they came out of the 90s. This was a rushed, seemingly untested build of the game that released just for the sake of releasing on PC. Consoles were clearly the target audience, and PC just got a half-baked port with minimal effort. And not to be outdone, the Steam reviews are going full clap EA's corporate butt cheeks, holding nothing back for their disdain for this tainted and broken product. Quote, runs like my ass after Taco Bell. I mean, I could just stop the review right now. Star Wars CPU Survivor, and then this one. Take a listen to this. Game is extremely fun, but performs terribly. I'm using a 3090 FE and 5700X and getting a consistent 30 FPS in some areas. A 3090 FE and a 5700X is getting 30 FPS. Other areas give me a mostly consistent 45. This is at 1440p. Lowering the settings and using FSR don't make a tiny bit of difference. Now, what really gets me chuffed and going is these reviews where they say nothing positive about the game. It runs horribly, really low FPS, stutters, etc. And then they just go off and give it a positive rating. It's like we've been so conditioned these days, our standards and expectations have been so degraded that we can look at something like a AAA Star Wars release that is barely functional, see all the performance issues, see that the game needed much more time to function as designed, and still give it a positive rating. Quote, first area ran horribly, especially for an RTX 3070. Gameplay goes hard though. Pick it up on sale and when the performance improves. Boom. Thumbs up rating. Give me a break, man. Let me give you a highly sensationalized real-world example here. I went to the Lambo store, paid a premium price for the product, bought the latest Revelto. It looks mad cool, paint is incredible, engine sounds rad, when it will actually start up. Was told it needs a massive day 1, day 2, day 3, week 1 CPU update for it to run and just run consistently. Ended up returning the vehicle after only half a mile. Double thumbs up. But wait, because this tale gets even better, because if you've never seen EA and their signature gaslighting skills, I mean, I have because I played Battlefield throughout the years, but here it is for Jedi Survivor with this post over on Twitter. We are aware that Star Wars Jedi Survivor isn't performing to our standards. And by the way, this is EA releasing this statement. Their only standard is jam it out the door as fast as possible, make as much cheddar as you can up front, and then we'll get to it in a week, a month, 2 months, 6 months, maybe a year. Yeah, we'll get around to it, but we're going to gaslight you in the meantime because it's only a percentage of our PC players, in particular those with high-end machines, or certain specific configurations. By the way, they don't list out the configurations, and they completely leave off the fact that the game runs like total and complete dog shit on PlayStation 5. How do you talk your way out of that one, EA? For example, players using cutting-edge, multi-threaded chipsets designed for Windows 11 were encountering problems on Windows 10, or high-end GPUs coupled with lower-performing CPUs also saw unexpected frame loss. Rest assured, we are working to address these cases quickly. Yeah, right. While there is no single comprehensive solution for PC performance, no kidding, the team has been working on fixes we believe will improve performance across a spectrum of configurations. You know what? I've seen this kind of corporate shill shit from their statements they made when Battlefield 2042 came out, and it would just crash and lock up your PC for weeks and months, and what was it, the entire first year. This is what EA does. They jam it out the door and then they try to fix it later on if it's possible. What a sham. What a disappointment for the entire Star Wars franchise. And at this point, it's completely expected from Electronic Arts. I railed on them for the disaster that was Battlefield 2042, a game that was so bad at launch that I just completely walked away from anything past Battlefield 1. And this is coming from somebody that spent probably 15,000 plus hours in the BF franchise. They gave us these statements, claims about how they had learned from their mistakes, and here we are again with another EA product being served up months before it was ready for the public. And I want to be perfectly honest here, I do hold Respawn accountable as well. It's not just all EA. But then again, Respawn can't come out and tell us the whole and complete truth here about how they had this publisher deadline that was forced on them by EA, and that's what caused this Star Wars monstrosity out onto the gamer base. Probably needed another 6 months in the oven. Shame on you, EA. Shame on you for trying this corporate shilldom shit again. Remember to hit subscribe and ring the notifications bell to stay up to date on all my latest upload alerts. You can find and follow me over on Twitch, Twitter, and over in my open community Discord server, links to all of which can be found in the video description and pinned comments below. Shout out to the over 119,000 of you that have taken the leap and hit subscribe, and as always, a special thanks to my patrons over on Patreon. Until the next one,
fix this shit now!
This is LtBuzzLitebeer, signing off.